Every single week we stray closer and closer to the relegation zone. At this point, as a United fan, I might be expecting a relegation battle. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester United, after sacking Erik ten Hag a couple of months ago, went on a decent little run with Ruud van Nistelrooy, appointed Ruben Amorim, instilled new ideas into the football club, and we have gone from 12th place to 14th place. You absolutely love to see it. So the last time I talked about United, and we were pretty much down in the dumps. United kicked Ten Hag down the road, and after a little bit of deliberation, we had Van Nistelrooy as an interim for a couple of weeks, and we appointed Ruben Amorim. Amorim, who had spent some time at Sporting, developing them into an unstoppable force in Portugal, absolutely spanking Man City on one of his final games for the club, was brought into Manchester United to bring in some of his promising fresh ideas into the football club. But every single person under the sun absolutely forgot that the players who are still here are absolutely shit. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has been far from a cakewalk since Ruben Amorim has joined. We've had a couple of good results, including the City win, beating Everton 4-0, finally winning a game in Europe. There's been a couple of things that we can kind of hold on to as United fans, but outside of that, the negatives far outweigh the positives, and it's not even close, believe me. And I say that because we've lost to Arsenal, we've lost to Nottingham Forest, we've lost our last 3 games against Spurs, Bournemouth, and Wolves. It's an absolute show at the moment, and that's just the bottom of the barrel when it comes to what's going on at United. But real quick, boys, if you're new to the channel, enjoying the content, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're dropping weekly football videos, so hit that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. And of course, boys, if you're not new to the channel, welcome back. We're glad to have you around for another video. With that being said, boys, let's tear into this freaking football club that's driving me insane. So what are more problems at United? Honestly, there's 2 major ones that are just driving me crazy as Amorim is coming into this club and trying to set his ways in here. And real quick, to preface the 2 problems that I'm about to get into, I'm not about to sit here and criticize Amorim. He's only been here for about a month and a half. That's just not fair. There's no point in doing that. He came in, he's using his system, he's sticking to it. That's all we can do. Should he make a couple of changes here and there with personnel, or maybe tweak a little bit of tactics here and there? Maybe, probably, yeah. But again, he's only been here for about 2 months or so. We'll judge him more a little bit by the end of the season and the beginning of next season, but at the moment, the guy's only been here for about a month and a half. So we'll kind of wait on him for a little bit. It's too soon to really make a judgment call with him. But with that being said, the major problem at United, and it's been the problem for the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons, the players. Since Rangnick was at the club about what, 3, 4 seasons ago, he said we needed open heart surgery. I'm not gonna lie, United did have an open heart surgery, but the surgeons at hand were the Glazers and Erik ten Hag, and they've constructed the worst possible team for any manager to come in and take a hold of. I don't think Pep could do anything with the squad. I don't think Zidane could. I don't think Arne Slot could. I don't think any manager in the world would work with this squad, and let me tell you why. First of all, our goalkeeper Onana, he's okay. He's a decent keeper, but the guy is so error prone, it's insane. At a top level, you just can't have a keeper that's making the mistakes that he does. I played keeper one of my years in high school because I kind of had to. He plays like me sometimes. It's weird. He'll have 2, 3, 4 good games, and then he just has an absolute stinker 2 games in a row. It drives me crazy. The midfield is shocked. We have Bruno Fernandes, our club captain, who's supposed to be an attacking midfielder, playing one of the dual 10s in Amorim's system. He's been shocking. The guy has gotten his 3rd straight red card this season, and it's just driving everyone crazy. I think Amorim is sick of this guy. We're pretty much stuck with him though. We just gave him a new contract until 2027. The guy's making a ton of money, but we're kind of stuck with Bruno. Yes, he's a creative player. Yes, he has XYZ stats for creativity in the league, but when it comes down to it, he's just a player that's really hurting the teams in a lot of the games that we're losing. On top of that, Eriksen, good for about a game or 2, and after that, useless. Casemiro, old, good for about a game or 2, and then useless. Ugarte's been a player whose team was reborn under Amorim, which makes sense because that's where he had his best spell as a player under Amorim at Sporting, so that makes sense. Obimenu is still a good player, still performing, but is seemingly struggling with his new system. But he's only 19, he has a lot of time to really come to grasp with his new role and all this other good stuff, but it's sink or swim for him. He has time, but it's going to be sink or swim. Dalot and Mazraoui kind of fit into the midfield since they're playing as the 2 wide players in this 3-4-2-1, and they're okay, but they're wide backs. It's hard to judge them exactly in this system. They're very much a left back and a right back, not wing back specifically. Mazraoui's been very good this season, very consistent, very reliable. Dalot's been absolutely shocking since the Southampton game. It's just struggles all around. And don't even get me started on the attack. We have players like Rashford, like Garnacho, like Xerxes, like Højlund, players who are just absolute dog Oh my god. These guys all think they're the second coming of Cristiano Ronaldo, Ibrahimovic, Bergkamp, Messi. These guys all swear in their heads, and of course you have to have that mentality as a footballer, but these guys swear by their ability. Rashford has had 2 good seasons out of his last 6 or 7. That's just not good enough. Garnacho, since becoming a starter in the team, has been absolutely poor and looks run into the ground. He comes on as a sub in recent games and he drops absolute stinkers. Højlund cannot get himself into good positions to save his freaking life. He runs around and complains all game, but he does not get himself into good positions. He's constantly trying to wrestle defenders. He'll have 1 good game out of every 5 or 6, or maybe a good cameo off the bench. What's even to say about Xerxes? The brother plays so lazily. He's literally the chill guy meme, but he's shit at football. He's at 9.5. Brother, you are a 0 out of 10 every time you play on the pitch. It's just unbelievable the resources that Amorim has on this side. He went from Trincao, Gyökeres to having to deal with these 4 bums. The only player in the attack who has been consistent this season is Amad Diallo. And even he has had a couple of off games these last few matches, but outside of him, there's not really much to go off of. So pretty much, the squad is in shambles. We're 14th place, actually. What a surprise that our team consists of a bunch of players. We're 14th, guys. That takes me to the results, right? Which kind of makes it for me. Why is everyone shocked when we lose games against teams that are clearly better than us? We're 14th. When Bournemouth beat us, they were in 5th place. We were 13th. Why was anyone shocked? They were a better team than us. They're 5th place in the league. We're 13th. It's not a shocker. Better team beats worst team. That's literally what it comes down to. Even against Wolves, they have their new manager who just came in. He's using the same system as us. And they played us off the pitch. Why? Because the players they have are better than our players. That's just what it comes down to. Cunha is better than Rashford and Garnacho this season. Ait Nori, their left wing back, miles ahead of Dalot. It's just the reality of things, guys. We have to let go of these players. Which takes me to the second major thing that's driving me crazy with this club, the fan base. Oh my god, a lot of you are delusional on Twitter. So many of you probably care a lot more about a player specifically than the actual club itself. And that baffles me. There's so many players who have been defending Rashford, defending Garnacho, going against each other, defending Rasmus Højlund or Xerxes for no reason. These guys, like I said, Rashford has had what, 2 good seasons out of the last 7, 8? We're 14th. Who cares if these players leave? It just doesn't matter. Club comes first. Players come and go. That's just what it is. All you weirdos on Twitter who are starting to attack other players for no reason is driving me nuts. Rashford stands are starting to attack Amad, or they're starting to attack Mainu, or they're starting to attack Garnacho. It's because they love Rashford. That's just driving me crazy. And of course that has nothing to do with the actual performances on the pitch, but I'm sure some of these players, Garnacho, are on Twitter and it is affecting them. The guy, like I said, thinks he's Ronaldo, but that's just not the case. This season has just been such a wake-up call for all of these players. First half of the season, or first third of the season, right, you say you blame Ten Hag 100%. I was blaming the guy. Everyone's blaming him. He had 3 seasons to do something with the squad and he did nothing. This is his team 1000% and he did nothing with them. Amorim comes in, we're expecting great football, but we all forget the players. That's just what it is. It's the reality of things. It's gonna be a long season for United. We're in our Chelsea a couple of years ago era where they finished like 10th, 11th, or 12th. They're selling a ton of players and they were bringing players in as well. Granted, a lot of people were criticizing them for how they were moving in the transfer market, but in hindsight, I look at them now, they have a great team. They have Cole Palmer, they're one player that they're kind of building around to hopefully United in these next couple of seasons. An eye out a player to really build this team around, whether it's someone from a different club like Chelsea did with Palmer, or someone from within the club like Arsenal did with Saka. Something has to happen at United, and it's probably not going to be in this season. We're probably going to finish around where we are now, and that's just the reality of things. But next season, the season after that, the season after that, who knows where we'll be. We'll either be worse off or better off. Heck, Arteta in his first season with Arsenal, where he came in December, finished in 8th place, and now a couple years down the line, they're consistently in the conversation for Premier League champions. Who's to say that's not going to happen at United? Who's to say we won't get relegated and I'll be making championship videos next season? Who knows, really? Football is such a long-term game, but we always see it in this short-term version. And of course, in the short term, now, right now, today, we suck. We are ass, we're butt cheeks, but you know what? I am ready for it. Bring on the war. And you know what they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I'm only going to be getting stronger from here.